Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. I am Sumaira Nawaz, working as Subject Specialist English at Divisional Public School and College Sahiwal. I welcome you to the online classes at DPS. Today we are going to solve exercise of lesson number 3, Media and its Impact. It includes some concepts of grammar. By the end of this lesson, students will be able to do formation of noun. They will identify pronouns and they will also learn some kinds of pronoun, which adds personal pronoun, possessive pronoun, reflexive pronoun, indefinite pronoun. Let's start with the formation of noun. As you know that nouns are the naming words. Noun is name of a person, place, thing or any idea. And nouns can be formed from different words. Nouns may be formed from verbs, adjectives or other nouns. Nouns can be formed by adding suffixes to a verb base and adjective. Let's see some examples how nouns are formed from verbs. Here is a verb, treat. When we add a suffix meant to it, it becomes treatment, which is a noun. Here is another verb, separate. When we add suffix tion to it, it becomes separation, which is also a noun. Here is another verb, correct. When we do the addition of tion to the base, it becomes correction and it is a noun. Here is another verb, admit. In admit, we added the suffix ance and it becomes admittance, a noun. Here is another verb, indicate. When we do the addition of tion, it becomes indication, a noun. So nouns can be formed by adding different suffixes to the base of the verb. Here are some examples that how nouns are formed from adjectives. Here you can see there is a word happy, which is adjective. When we add a suffix ness next to it, it becomes happiness, and happiness is a noun. Corrupt, which is an adjective, and when we add suffix ion to it, it becomes corruption. In the same way, frequent becomes frequency by doing the addition of cy and it becomes a noun. Content, which is an adjective, and when we add suffix meant to it, it becomes contentment, a noun. Visible becomes visibility when we do the addition of ility. So you can see that the nouns can be formed by adding different suffixes to the base. Real becomes realism when we do the addition of ism and it becomes a noun. Dense is an adjective, and when we add ity to it as a suffix, it becomes density, a noun. So nouns can be formed from verbs and adjectives and other nouns as well. Pronoun. A pronoun is a word that takes the place of a noun. For example, he, she, it, they, someone and who. They take the place of a noun in a sentence, and so we can say that pronoun is a word that is a substitute for noun. Pronouns can do all of the things that the nouns can do. They can be subjects, direct objects, indirect object of the preposition and more. For example, Sarah is my friend. She is a doctor. She is very kind and humane. Here Sarah is a noun and she in the following sentences are the pronoun used as a substitute for Sarah. In the above sentences, she is used in place of Sarah, but it does the function of a noun. The purpose of a pronoun is to avoid repetition and make sentences easier to understand. There are different types of pronoun. There is personal pronoun, demonstrative pronoun, interrogative pronoun, and the relative pronoun, and the indefinite pronoun, and reflexive pronoun. Let's start with the personal pronoun. Personal pronoun has subjective and objective case. I, which is the first person pronoun, its subjective case is I and its objective case is me. In the same way, we is also the subjective case of first person pronoun and us is its objective case. You is the second person pronoun and you is the subjective case as well as objective case. He is the subjective case of third person pronoun and him is its objective case. She is the subjective case and her is objective case. It is the personal pronoun, third person pronoun, and it is the subjective as well as objective case. They is the subjective case and them is the objective case of personal pronoun. Let's learn it in some detail. Personal pronoun. Personal pronouns refer to a specific person or thing. Their form changes to indicate a person, number, gender or case. Subjective personal pronouns are pronouns that act as the subject of a sentence. Subjective personal pronouns are I, you, she, he, it, you and they. For example, I walked directly to the party. Here I is the subjective personal pronoun. You showed up late. She was annoyed. In this sentence, you and she are subjective personal pronouns and they are doing the function of the subject in a sentence. He thought you had forgotten. We know you were just behind. In this sentence, he and we are subjective personal pronoun because these are the subject of the sentence. Objective personal pronouns are pronouns that act as the object of a sentence. Objective personal pronouns are me, you, her, him, it, us, and them. For example, the police officer told my brother and me to slow down. He pointed to the pedestrians and said to be careful of them. In these sentences, me and them are the objective personal pronouns because they are doing the function of object in the sentence. The police officer said there are a lot of speedy motorists like us. Possessive personal pronouns is the third type, are pronouns that show possession. They define a person who owns a particular object. Possessive personal pronouns are mine, yours, hers, his, its, ours, and theirs. For example, is this book yours or his? All the books are mine. Nobody's house has as many books as theirs, not even ours. As you can see that the highlighted words are possessive personal pronouns. The second kind is demonstrative pronoun. Demonstrative pronouns point to and identify a noun or a pronoun. This and these refer to things that are nearby in space or time, while that and those refer to things that are farther away in space or farther away in time. For example, this is the dress I will wear. That is the one I wore yesterday. In this sentence, this is showing or demonstrating a thing that is nearby in space, that is nearby in time, and that is demonstrating a thing that was in far away in time. That is not true. This is also a demonstrative pronoun. Please pay for those. This is also a demonstrative pronoun. Next one is interrogative pronoun. As is shown with the title that it is interrogative or it asks questions. Interrogative pronouns are used to ask questions. The interrogative pronouns are who, whom, which, and what. Who and whom are used to refer to people, while which is used to refer to things and animals. Who acts as the subject, while whom acts as the object. For example, which is the best restaurant? What did he tell you? Whom should we invite? Next one is relative pronoun. Relative pronouns are used to link one phrase or clause to another phrase or clause. The relative pronouns are who, whom, that, and which. The compounds whoever, whomever, and whichever are also commonly used relative pronouns. Here are some examples. Whoever added the bill made a mistake. Here is the relative pronoun. The bill, which includes all our meals, was larger than expected. The waiter who served us does not know how to add. In these sentences, whoever, which, and who are functioning as relative pronouns. Next one is indefinite pronoun. Indefinite pronouns refer to an identifiable but not specified person or thing. An indefinite pronoun conveys the idea of all, any, one, or some. Indefinite pronouns are all, another, any, anybody, anyone, anything, each, everybody, everyone, everything, few, many, nobody, none, one, several, some, somebody, and someone. Let's see some examples. Everybody got lost on the way there. Somebody forgot to bring the map. No wonder so few showed up. In these sentences, everybody, somebody, and few are indefinite pronouns. And next one is reflexive pronouns. Reflexive pronouns refer back to the subject of the clause or sentence. The reflexive pronouns are myself, yourself, herself, himself, itself, ourselves, yourselves, and themselves. Let's see some of their usages in examples. She baked a cake for herself. We decided to eat it ourselves. These words refer back to the subject of the sentence. We heard her say they should be ashamed of themselves. Here is an assignment for you. Change the following words into nouns. Fill in the blanks with nouns. Here is the list of the words: saving, excitation, devastation, activity, helpless, ability, hopeless, and justification. Doctors are concerned with dash of the patients. You have to add a noun in the blank space. In a state of dash, she cried loudly. Floods often cause large-scale dash. Positive dash will keep you healthy. Her dash was quite obvious. She was in a state of dash. You have to add a noun in these blank spaces. She has a dash required for the job. And the last one is, have you any dash for this act? Here is another assignment for you. Identify personal, possessive, reflexive and indefinite pronouns in the following sentences. This is my book. Salman is absent because he is ill. You will hurt yourself. Nobody was there to rescue the child. You have to identify personal, possessive, reflexive and indefinite pronouns as you have already learned. Next one is complete the sentences choosing the right option. Here are some very simple verb forms. You have to choose one to fill in the blank. Media dash a very constructive role for the society. As you have already learned the tenses, so it is very easier for you to read the chapter and fill in the blanks with the correct verb. Media dash also become a mouthpiece of the downtrodden. I am happy that all of you dash expressed yourselves very well. Their feelings and opinions dash expressed through it. You have to fill it with is or are. Film, radio, television, the internet, books, magazines and newspapers dash provide us information as well as entertainment. This is all for today's lesson. Hope you have learnt all the things quite well. Allah Hafiz.